Country music calls itself the voice of everyday people. But every so often, a song tells a truth the industry isn't ready for. And the industry fights back. Radio stations pull it. Networks refuse to air it. Listeners flood the phone lines with complaints. Today, we're counting down 8 country songs that got pulled, boycotted, and banned outright.
I wanna drown myself in a bottle of...
Number 1, The Pill, by Loretta Lynn, 1975. Loretta Lynn had already built her career on saying things other country singers wouldn't touch. But in 1975, she released a song that pushed further than anyone expected.
Don't you worry now, 'cause mama's got the pill.
The Pill was written from the point of view of a woman who spent years pregnant and stuck at home, while her husband ran around without a care in the world.
Fancy frills. Yeah, make it up for all those years since I've got the pill.
Then birth control changed everything. The song celebrated that change, a woman finally getting some control over her own body and her own life.
Show me the world. All I've seen of this old world is a bed.
Country radio was not ready. More than 60 stations across the United States refused to play it. Program directors called it inappropriate for family listening. Some accused Lynn of promoting immorality. Church groups spoke out against it.
Mini skirts, hot paint, and a few little fancy frills.
But here's the twist. The ban didn't bury the song. It launched it into the national conversation. The Pill became one of the most talked about singles of the decade, and it opened the door for country songwriters to talk about women's real lives instead of just idealized ones.
Down your brooder house, 'cause now I've got the pill.
Loretta Lynn later said she never wrote the song to shock anyone. She wrote it because it was true. And sometimes, the truth is exactly what gets a song banned.
March for women's lift, better homes than garden show.
But Loretta Lynn wasn't the first woman in country music to get silenced for speaking up. 2 decades before The Pill, another song made the entire Grand Ole Opry so uncomfortable, they wouldn't even let the singer perform it live.
In the garbage, the clothes I'm wearing from now on won't take up.
Number 2, It Wasn't God Who Made Honky Tonk Angels, by Kitty Wells.
Of your song, too many times.
In 1952, Hank Thompson had a massive hit called The Wild Side of Life, a song that blamed women for chasing nightlife and abandoning their families. It was everywhere, so a songwriter named J.D. Miller had an idea. What if someone answered back?
Asking why it wasn't God.
That someone was Kitty Wells. Her response song flipped the blame completely. It said unfaithful men were the ones creating honky-tonk angels in the first place, not God, and not women alone.
Honky-tonk angel, as you say.
The backlash was immediate. NBC's radio network banned the song outright, calling it suggestive. The Grand Ole Opry wouldn't let Wells sing it on their broadcast. Even the BBC in Britain refused to play it.
God made honky-tonk angels.
In 1952, a woman firing back at unfaithful men was considered too much for the airwaves. And yet, listeners wanted it anyway.
That ever broke was the
Despite every ban, the song spent 6 weeks at number 1, making Kitty Wells the first woman to top the country charts as a solo artist.
that only you men feel the same.
It didn't just top the charts, it changed the genre forever, opening the door for Loretta Lynn, Dolly Parton, Patsy Cline, and every woman in country music who came after her.
Married men think they're still single.
Fun fact, Kitty Wells wasn't trying to start a war with country radio. By most accounts, she was a quiet, private woman who almost left the music business entirely to raise her 3 kids.
Honky-tonk angel.
She only recorded the song because the studio paid her a flat session fee. She had no idea it would make history or make her a target.
All the blame is on us women.
Number 3. The Thunder Rolls by Garth Brooks, 1991. By 1991, Garth Brooks was already one of the biggest names in country music, but it was the music video for the Thunder Rolls that made him a headline. The song itself tells the story of a woman waiting up while her husband is out with another woman. It's tense, but it's the video that pushed things further.
In her faded flying gown, asking for a miracle.
The video's story shows the husband coming home drunk and turning violent, and the wife finally fighting back to protect herself and her children.
And it's the weather that's kept him out all night.
Both CMT and TNN, the two biggest country music video networks at the time, pulled it from rotation. They said the domestic violence storyline was too graphic and too disturbing for their audience. But Garth Brooks refused to apologize for it. He said the video wasn't there to entertain. It was there to make people uncomfortable on purpose, because domestic violence was a real problem happening in real homes, whether television wanted to show it or not. The ban became one of the most talked about moments of his career, and the song remains one of the most requested performances at his live shows to this day.
But on the wind and rain, a strange new perfume blows.
But before we get to some of the more recent bans on this list, there's an earlier controversy that had nothing to do with violence or politics, and everything to do with how an entire culture was portrayed on the radio.
Another love goes cold, darling. All the secret.
Number 4. Indian Outlaw by Tim McGraw, 1994.
I'm an Indian outlaw, half Cherokee and Choctaw.
Indian Outlaw was Tim McGraw's very first big single, and it shot him to fame almost overnight.
Oh, she makes him walk the line. You can find me in my wig.
It had a catchy hook and a huge sound, but it also leaned heavily on stereotypes about Native American culture that felt outdated even in 1994. Native American organizations and advocacy groups spoke out almost immediately, saying the song reduced an entire culture to a punchline. Multiple radio groups across the country pulled it from their playlists in response to the backlash.
Looking for trouble. We can ride my pony double, make your little heart bubble long.
McGraw's team defended the song as playful rather than mean-spirited, but the criticism stuck around for years, and country music as a whole eventually moved away from that kind of imagery.
But my buffalo briefs, I got them standing in line, 'cause I'm an Indian outlaw.
The song still became a massive hit despite the bans, launching McGraw into a career that's lasted more than 3 decades. But Indian Outlaw remains one of the clearest examples on this list of a song that succeeded commercially while sparking a real conversation about representation.
Oh, I do it all the time. They all gather around my teepee. Let it not try.
Indian Outlaw wasn't the last time Tim McGraw would end up at the center of a radio controversy. 8 years later, he'd release a song so personal, so quietly devastating, that some radio stations refused to touch it at all. Number 5. Red Rag Top by Tim McGraw, 2002.
20 and she was 18. We were just about as wild as we were green in the waves.
Red Rag Top tells the story of 2 young people, deeply in love, who face an unexpected pregnancy. The song follows them as they make a painful decision together, choosing not to have the child, and it stays with the weight of that choice for years afterward.
Please don't stop.
Several major country radio groups refused to add the song to their playlists. One station manager in South Carolina said outright that it was bad business to play a song likely to upset a huge chunk of the audience.
We part ways. way out in a clearing in a grove, and the night was as hot as a coal.
Complaint calls came in from listeners who didn't want the topic anywhere near their car radio. But plenty of programmers pushed back the other way, saying the song wasn't political at all. It was simply honest about a situation real people go through every day.
And she was in school and life was fast and the world was cruel. We were young and wild.
Reactions to the song split almost right down the middle, and that split became the story.
It was cruel. We were young and wild. We decided not to have a child.
Despite the pushback, Red Rag Top still climbed to the top 5 on the country charts. It remains one of the most quietly controversial songs Tim McGraw has ever released.
She said, please.
No shouting, no scandal, just a story some radio stations decided their listeners weren't ready to hear.
She said, please don't stop.
Fun fact, Red Rag Top wasn't originally written for Tim McGraw at all. Songwriter Jason White recorded his own version first, on an independent album, years before McGraw ever picked it up.
Where she is today, I can't remember.
White has said the song was never meant to be a statement, just a story about a relationship that didn't work out.
Day she stopped.
Number 6, Goodbye Earl by The Chicks, 2000. Goodbye Earl tells the story of two lifelong best friends, Mary Ann and Wanda. Wanda marries a man named Earl, who turns out to be abusive. When the legal system fails to protect her, the two friends take matters into their own hands, and Earl doesn't survive the story. The song is dark, but it's told with a wink. Upbeat, almost playful production wrapped around a genuinely serious subject. That mix didn't sit well with everyone. Dozens of country stations refused to play it, arguing that a song about murder, even a fictional comedic one, had no place on mainstream radio, regardless of the abuse storyline behind it. Supporters of the song argued the opposite, that it was a bold, darkly funny way to shine a light on domestic abuse and the real failures of a system that doesn't always protect victims. Either way, banning it didn't stop it. Goodbye Earl became one of the most beloved songs of the Chicks' career. And to this day, it's a fan favorite sing-along at their live shows. Our next two entries both got caught in the same kind of controversy, just years apart from each other, and both prove that country radio's comfort zone has a very specific shape. Number 7, Follow Your Arrow by Kacey Musgraves, 2013. Kacey Musgraves built her early career on being direct. Follow Your Arrow was a song about living life on your own terms. And one line in particular encouraged listeners to love who they wanted to love, whether that meant kissing boys or kissing girls. Country radio didn't slam the door on it outright, but it came close. Some stations quietly edited the lyric out of their broadcast versions. Others simply left the song off their playlists altogether without ever officially calling it a ban.
If you save yourself from marriage, you're a bore.
Industry insiders came to call this kind of quiet pullback a soft ban. No press release, no headline, just a song that mysteriously stopped getting airtime.
Straight and narrow gets a little too straight. Roll up the joint.
Even with limited radio support, the song went gold and won Song of the Year at the CMA Awards, proof that the industry's gatekeepers and the actual audience weren't always on the same page.
Follow your arrow wherever it points. Follow your
A year later, another song would run into that exact same wall. Except this time, the controversy wasn't even about what the song actually said. Number 8, Girl Crush by Little Big Town, 2014.
I wanna drown myself in a bottle of...
Girl Crush is a heartbreak song. The narrator is jealous of her ex-boyfriend's new girlfriend, and she sings about wanting to become that woman just to win him back.
That's smiling at me in my lap. She's giving...
It's a song about longing and envy, nothing more. But some listeners heard those lyrics out of context and assumed the song was about a romance between two women.
Get her off my mind, and I wanna take...
Radio hosts started fielding angry phone calls and emails from listeners accusing the band of pushing what they called a hidden agenda. Several stations pulled the song from rotation entirely to avoid the backlash.
I wanna taste her lips. Yeah.
The band pushed back hard. Little Big Town even recorded a radio spot explaining the song's actual meaning, hoping to clear things up. Other artists in the genre spoke out in their defense, pointing out that plenty of country songs get away with far more provocative content without facing this kind of scrutiny.
I've got a girl crush, come on. I hate to admit...
Once again, the controversy couldn't stop it. Girl Crush became Little Big Town's longest-running #1 single ever, spending 13 straight weeks at the top of the country charts, turning a misunderstood song into one of the biggest hits of their career.
No peace, I'm thinking about her.
Fun fact, despite all the radio drama, Girl Crush was later covered by both Kelly Clarkson and Miranda Lambert, two of the biggest names in music choosing to record a song that some country stations were still too nervous to play.
I don't offer perfume, and I want her long.
From a birth control pill in 1975 to a heartbreak song mistaken for something it wasn't in 2014, these 8 songs prove one thing again and again.
Can't remember who I was back then.
Country music has never been afraid to tell the truth, even when radio was afraid to play it. So here's our question for you. Which band or controversial country song did we miss?
Just as much, I've got a girl crush.
And if you liked digging into the history behind the hits, hit subscribe and check out the video on your screen right now.
The thrill. Yeah.